criminy. I am so sorry. I bet you I've lost all the viewers for this. Damn it. Come back. Anyway. Restart on. There we go. If you're still here, thank you so much. What happened is I accidentally hit the turn off the stream button, basically, which is super annoying. Anyway, I'm splitting these up into piles of 4 because my shears are happiest when these are piles of 4 or less. Oh, I'm annoyed. Damn it. Okay, so that is not a cat problem. I am annoyed with how easy that was to brush. Right. Usually I move the mouse off of the end stream button, but obviously I did not do that this time. Okay, well, what we're doing still right now is I am trimming down all the canvases, and then we're going to just continue on with what we were doing before. I am still going to go for a coffee at 2, so that's about 15 minutes, less than 15 minutes. And then I'll come down and we'll see what we can get done. I do need to head out at 5. So we'll have 3 more hours after that. I honestly feel like we are going to get the majority of these done here pretty rapidly, so that's exciting. Come back, my viewers. I'm so sorry. It makes me sad because I had a lot of viewers for me. Annoying technology. Anyway, I've moved my mouse off of the end stream, but where is it? Yeah, it's over like on the chat window that I have on my laptop. God, that's annoying. Probably shouldn't have called it restart, but I was like, I'm going to restart the stream is what I was thinking. Could have also, I guess, taken it as the opportunity to actually go get my coffee. But I just, no. Keep rolling through. Actually, yeah, I said we'll stop at 2 p.m. no matter what, but maybe if we're like super close to getting these, like the next set done, I will finish. No, we're just going to go get a coffee and the snack. Alright, so there is the canvas. Oh yeah, because we still need to cut down the exteriors of the actual bag. So that will wrap up on the current set that I'm working on, and then I will do the remainder when I come back downstairs, hopefully. Or a lot of the remainder. Alright. Hello, I am so sorry if you're coming over from the other stream. I accidentally hit the end stream button. This is not a cat problem. It's super annoying. Anyway, we're back. Hopefully it was kind of obvious when it was just like, poof. And I'm gone. I know there's a little bit of a lag between the two, so between like what I am talking about and what I see actually happening on the screen, but it's super annoying. Alright, so we're gonna trim down these exteriors and then I'm gonna go get my coffee and snack. If you are in need of a beverage and you're watching and you would like to continue to watch, then that may be a good time to have your break as well. Or if you're like watching me while you clean or cook or whatever you're doing, there will be a momentary silence while I go get caffeine. Like I need to explain that. I'm sorry. It's not like that needs to be explained. This is why I need the coffee. My brain is just like, we're done today. And I'm like, no. Prodding it with a stick. You need to keep going. Keep going. You can have the Monday off after Dawson, although we're driving home after Dawson on the Monday. Ugh. That's not really a day off. I guess I'll take the day off on Tuesday maybe, or Wednesday. Oh, I can take the day off on Wednesday when the kids are in school. As much as I'm like, we're going to come back and I'm going to start on the bags right away. No. Nope, taking the day off on Wednesday is probably the best idea. or at least like half day or something, a reset day. A bit will be good. A daydream day to like figure some stuff out. The caffeine is very, very, very good. I'm excited for my cup of coffee. Plus my body is like, yes, that sounds like an amazing idea. It's what, like 2 o'clock here, so that like it's in that natural dip anyway of energy, so that's why it's like, yes, it's coffee time. 100% it's coffee time. Oh, this one needed to be fussy cut, I think. No, we're good. Well, it needs to be fussy cut in the fact that actually I think I need to cut it here, because then you get, yes, because then you get multiple cranes. Okay, I am glad I remembered that. It's not like super fussy cut, but it is somewhat fussy cut, although at the same time then we should be squaring it up on this end if I have to justify it that way. Alrighty. Ugh. They're all like, we are going to stick together because we are fabric. There we go. Okay, so that is the end that we're going to square up and cut the width of the bag from. I gotta say, the like trackpad on this laptop is so sensitive. I don't even know how I hit it, to be honest. Oh, I was just like putting stuff down with the canvas or something. Whatever. Or maybe, oh no, picking up the canvas? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Just annoying. Annoying to like truncate the other stream like that, because like I said, I had good viewership. It is wild to me that the best viewing does seem to happen on like, well, Friday afternoon doesn't surprise me as much as like Monday afternoon seems to be really busy. Which, hey, I'll take. It's awesome. Especially since I will need to be doing the same cranking out on Monday as we are right now. I'm going to tick this over just a slight bit. Not even like a proper 1/8 of an inch. Maybe a 1/16 of an inch. There we go. Cut, cut, cut. There is the... Yeah, so now there's like one crane here. We'll make sure that the canvas bottom goes here on this side. And then when you flip it over, there's another crane here. There's actually a couple cranes. And this one up here. So I think the canvas bottom will go along there. Fans needs to be evened up here before we do any of the trim downs. And now we're going to just turn this 90 and cut down here. Where are we at? Oh, it's just the exteriors for these ones. Okay, sweet. We've done all the other work. Phew. It's like, do I still have more to do for these bags after I do this? But no. We've done all the interior stuff. Now we're just doing the fun exterior stuff. Well, we get to look at the fun exterior fabrics while we do this stuff. There we go. That's the better descriptor. Okay. Blue fans. Then we'll cut down the drawstrings and then caffeination time. This one's gonna also look amazing. The blue version of that one looked really good. I think it's sold. I think it might have still been around for Ancient Arts, which was wild, and then I think it's sold at Ancient Arts at the Popup. Good. 1 and 2 and okay, so those sloths are really small. 3, or well, they're standard, so the fans are fairly wide, which is interesting because I thought the sloth fabric was actually the widest of the fabrics. Nope, definitely not. The cranes look like they're probably fairly wide as well, so we'll do the splitting up of this after this. We don't need to flip it, Katie. You're fine here. It's all good. Okay. Square up on this edge. Get out of here. As my camera moves as well, of course. Ding. Ding. Trim. And then up to here. To there. To the floor. No. Oh dear. Okay. So these sloths and those are small. So we're gonna, and the cranes match the fans more or less. Okay. So the blue cranes don't match, but the black and the cranes do. But that's okay because they're too large anyway. So we'll trim it down here. Actually, we'll scoot it a tick that way so that I can trim down the floof over there that's on the cranes. Straight, 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 straight. Done. This way. Done. I think I might grab the little desk vacuum as well, and we'll vacuum this quick because there is so much fluff around here right now. There's always fluff, but like it needs a bit of a tidy up. Okay, I don't know why I did that because these just need to be split and clipped. And actually grab the canvas while I'm doing this too, and then black and black. What do we have? Black and black, black and black, black and black, black and black. Works out. I was like, I thought maybe these guys had gold. I could still swap it out for gold. I don't feel like swapping it out for gold. We're good. Black and black, it works because then it's not like competing with the print. Okay, and then these two just need to be trimmed down into halvesies. Okay, we're going to square this up here because that is not very even as it is. There, now that can be squared up there. Done. And then we're going to go in and we're going to add that and that together, and then we're going to assume that it's that. If I squish it out a little bit, yep, we're good. So it's this and there. Good. Close enough. Good. Done. Okay. Another round done. So we're down to what, like 9? I think. Ugh, yeah, we're gonna get that mini vacuum. The problem with this table is because it is a used mat, it like sticks in the cracks really easily, especially this fluff. There. Onto the floor with you. So I can vacuum you up later. Very efficient. Not at all. Not efficient at all. Stitch noises were because everything is just like coming apart. Alright, there we go. And I was thinking about how I want to actually grab the canvas as well. Okay, we got it. We got it. Yeah. Sweet. Okay, and then why do I have a spare canvas? What? Why is there extra canvas here? Okay. Cherry blossoms have canvas. Sloths have canvas. Cranes do not have canvas. Alright. Mystery solved. There are 3 canvases here. God dang it. There's 4 canvases here. So one of the other ones must be missing its canvas too. Bah. I thought I'd clip them all together. The fans! The fans are missing their canvas. Okay. They are no longer missing their canvas. The other fans are good to go. And the linings are up there. It is coffee time. I'll be back in like 10 to 15 minutes, and then we will continue this madness. So I hope you're buckled in, and please get a beverage of your choice. If you're making mixed cocktails because it's Friday afternoon, just let me know what you're mixing right now. think that might actually be the best cup of coffee I've had all day. Also, a head capping with the camera. Let's turn you. There we go. That's a bit better view. Okay, so we are cold. Hell. What is the temperature supposed to get up to this afternoon? Or like when I'm actually gross. It is not that warm here right now. It is +2. And it feels like 0 because of the wind. Okay, so I have a feeling I might just be running on the treadmill. But I have to go for my run. Like, I have to. Brr. Actually, what's the forecast for tomorrow? It's nicer tomorrow. I got it shuffled to tomorrow. Don't think it's supposed to be nicer until next week, though. +8. Definitely better than today. Maybe what I should do is I should go for a run today and tomorrow. That might be a novel concept. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the kids' moods are when they get home as well, actually. That's probably the better weather vane for what's going to happen tonight. But what I was planning was to basically just... Yeah, I think I'll end up running on the treadmill. Oh. Have to do it, that's all. I don't know why it's been so hard to keep... Well, I kind of do. Got burnt out basically on running training, I think. Like, not insane, but enough that's definitely noticeable. And I'm just like, ugh. And it's kind of like, I don't have anything big. Well, okay. I have the amorphous goal of like, the training for Kyoto is like too far away to make it a motivating factor right now. I know I should just like, the only way to get faster is to just keep doing it, unfortunately. But like, I don't have a big goal like run Disney next year to be like, hey, I gotta get faster for that. Now I do need to get faster for proof of time, so that is it. But like, it's all kind of just, there's nothing solid. So it's just kind of like, I'm floundering a little bit right now. I'll get it figured out. It's going to be like, I am such a fair weather runner, and it is always easier for me to run outside. So that's going to help significantly. Not having 3 shows in a month is also going to help, especially in May. It's basically May though, so I've got my last big run this week coming up actually, because the half is in May, and then I am supposed to technically go do like 14 miles, I think, but the yoga place that I usually go to and like spin studio I go to typically has a May challenge. So you go do 30 classes in May, and I can get like an unlimited pass, so it's not very expensive to go do all these classes, especially when you're doing 30 of them. And you get like a chance to win a pass or something like that, and it's also just a good challenge and like wakes me up for the summer. I've done it once before in 2019, and then as we all know, everything kind of went sideways after that. And kids, it's really hard to do an exercise challenge when you're solo parenting half the time. Yes, I could ask my in-laws, but that is a lot of babysitting for them to do over the month. Anyways, I'm looking forward to that, and then after that we're going to transition to a lot more of our outdoor activities, and I'll start really buckling down on like training, I guess. I don't know. I still... If I thought I could, so if I could guarantee that I wasn't going to get sick over the summer, or like kids weren't going to get sick, and like everything was just going to run smooth, I would say that even with the expense, we would go to Japan next year. I really want to run Kyoto. But I don't want to commit to that race and then be too slow for it. That's my issue. I should look maybe at the timing for like Osaka again or something like that, because I think Osaka's timing is a bit more generous. Actually, I think it's quite a bit more generous. So maybe I should do that. Maybe, I don't know. That's a lot of training over the winter. Because, like, that means that the big mileages would be on the treadmill, likely. Like I said, fair weather runner. Even now, it's like, I'm such a wimp about the cold. That, like, 0 does not sound fun to run in. It's perfectly fine. If there wasn't a wind, it would probably be better as well. But the thing is that it feels like it's coming out of the north, so it's just like bringing that cold wind right in, and it gets around your neck. Ugh. Ugh. As much as I hate the treadmill, I think I do dislike winter weather even more. And yeah, I know it's technically spring. That's not what it feels like here. Okay, there's them done. Now we're going to do the canvas bases. And then we'll do the next round. Oh, canvas and exteriors, I guess. Okay, 2 sets of 4, because apparently my rotary cutter is like giving me grief about cutting any of this stuff today. Boop. And actually it feels like it just needs to be, oh no, the other layer needs to be squared up too. The top long lines don't need to be squared up. There. Then we may as well just mark this and cut it while it's sitting here. Zip. Zip. And then over here. Zip. Zip. There is, but it's really busy. So, like, there's one indoor track down at, like, our That sounds like there's a drip on my ceiling. Sorry. I know the dishwasher's running right now, so now I'm like, I better not be leaking. I guess I would see it out the front if it was, and it was not. Anyway, there isn't, it's just disturbing. I do not need to deal with another ceiling leak. I flooded our washing machine last year. That was the other thing that happened. Last year was a total mixed bag of a year, personally. Anyway, I didn't flood our washer. I didn't put the filter back into our washer correctly after I opened it up and pulled a baby sock out of it. That's what happened. And then the previous owners must not have installed it correctly one time, because they definitely have, like, they definitely experienced the same thing. You can see the marks of it, and they've got they had a tray under it. But yeah, it, like, cross-threaded, and then it leaked when it was draining. Anyway, back to the track question, because I'm going to assume that that was just heat popping, basically. Yes and no. It's just, it's really busy, and it would be the thing again of, like, yeah. For what it is, it's also fairly expensive. Like, the day pass for it is pretty expensive. I just need to find a good TV show or something on Netflix that I can watch while I'm running, I think. Or something like that. That's usually what I do when I do the, like, really long runs. And because I'm part of the gym now, I do go run on the treadmill there, which at least, like, changes it up. And I am 100% spoiled to have both of those options. I do acknowledge that as well. Should probably go try the track eventually. But yeah, it's just that, like, there is a lot of people on it normally. At least when I've been there to witness the usage numbers, it's been usually really high when that's, like, on a Thursday too. So it's not like weekend. Weekend is even more. And how I know this is because when the kids are doing gymnastics, the track actually loops around, like there's like pickleball courts or racquetball courts or something like that, and the gymnastics gym and like indoor soccer fields, and the track goes all the way around that. Although actually for marathon training in the wintertime, that would still be horrendous. I complain about the treadmill. It would be a good way to break it up. I'm not going to deny that. But all I'm thinking is going around and around. I don't know if that actually does sound better or not. So maybe I'll just stop complaining about the treadmill. Oh, cat problems. Seriously, cat problems. I need to train to get faster. Yeah, I could talk myself out of doing Kyoto, but now I'm like, I should just do Kyoto. I should just go on a solo trip and do Kyoto. Damn it, I don't want to talk myself into it though either. Okay, I will make a decision about Kyoto after I see what my timing in Calgary is. There we go. And if I can actually get my weight loss back on track too, because not carrying around as much weight would be beneficial for timing as well. Like, highly beneficial. Probably one of the biggest keys. It's just not having to pump blood through and supply as much area, basically. Alright, that is... We are going to just trim down that selvage right away. I'm going to just do it with the shears because it doesn't need to be perfect. This is the end that we'll cut the drawstrings out of. Yeah, a playlist definitely helps as well. I actually just revamped it because I've had a bunch of stuff on there that I've had on there since 2018. I always started out with like Daft Punk's Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, but I noticed what I was doing is I was skipping half the playlist. So I went in and I kicked a bunch off and added some of the new stuff and things like that, because it's one of those ones that kind of needs to evolve now. I need to actually chat with my spin instructor and get some of their songs, because they had some really good ones recently. Okay, so the chrysanthemums are the smallest, but yeah, we'll make a decision about Kyoto after Calgary, and whatever time I get on Calgary, and hopefully it's a good time in Calgary. So I'm only running the half in Calgary. What would be a good time in Calgary? I'm not going to get a good time. I'm not going to get what I want in Calgary, I don't think. The Calgary goal is I want to be 3 to 3:15, somewhere in there. I think logistically I probably can be between I probably will end up somewhere in between 3:10 and 3:15, but the goal would be to 3 to 3:15. And then I've got a half in Canmore in September, and I want it to be 2.5. So I guess the question is what would I consider a good enough time to be like, yes, I'm going to sign up for Kyoto? Because like Kyoto, the goal would be to run it in 5 hours. Well, yeah, because basically that would give me, the cutoff is 6 hours, and that would give me time to like pee break or whatever I need to do. The big area that I need to do more training in is like, because we've got the watches and stuff now, they call it zone 2 training, which is that pace where you can like chat and like get a fast recovery from and all of that. And it's where basically it's aerobic fitness. It's where you need to be an efficient runner. And it's where I was getting to before kids. And what really fell off with children. So that's what I need to be working on to get faster basically right now. Basically so my heart rate doesn't like skyrocket as soon as I take off. It is a tedious, terrible process, and I'm not looking forward to it. Not like all of running isn't a tedious, terrible process. And then you may say, Katie, why are you training for a marathon then? Because I want the medal. I want the bling. And I want the beer at the end. That's why I run. Because here's the thing. I'm not running marathons for my health. I don't need to run marathons for my health. Maybe my mental health. I think that's where the bling and beer comes in. Let's go with that. I'm hatching plans. Plans are hatching. I know how to do this. Yeah, I think that's how I do it. I'll have to chat that plan over with Dallas though too, because obviously this is not a small part of participation on his part. But if it's what would keep me motivated to do it. Actually, the one that's really cool that I just found out about is Nagoya does a women's only marathon. So that's super cool. Oh, actually, maybe I should look at the time limit on that one. Because that one, although it's in March, so the flight prices go back up. Part of why I'm like, I really kind of want to do Kyoto this year is like this coming year, is because it's not, Chinese New Year isn't, or Lunar New Year isn't directly over top of the dates. And so flights are significantly cheaper than they were. Running is a post-apocalyptic life skill, but I have so many post-apocalyptic life skills, like spinning. And although now that I think of that, we got to make sure that our shearers know how to use, like, how would they have sheared them previously? We won't be able to use electric shears. But anyway, I can spin and I can knit. And my hand sewing is crappy, but it would be a fast study at least. But yes, running would be a post-apocalyptic life skill. There we go. Bling and beer. Anyway, the women's marathon in Nagoya is like the English-speaking way to say it, but it's Nagoya. Anyway, that's nitpicking. Sorry. What the hell am I doing? I'm cutting down the drawstrings. They give out an exclusive Tiffany necklace instead of a medal, from what I can tell, and it's like super cool. I just saw a reel about it on Instagram because of course phones are listening, and like just with my other search history, it's pretty obvious that I run. All the other information you can gather on me from the internet, and because it's Instagram, Facebook specifically. But anyway, yeah, they hand out Tiffany Co. necklaces, which I think is really cool because it's like these medals are really amazing, a lot of them. But they like, what do you do with them? You hang them on a wall. I still want them to hang on my wall. But then if you get a necklace, you can actually wear it, which I think is super cool and such a good idea. Anyway, maybe I should look at that one. Maybe I should look at the time limit on that one. Although that also doesn't put me at a good time to go to like any of the temple markets or anything like that. I don't think I can do Kyoto fast enough. So Disney was 6:45. I might be dead last finish. Same as my first half. And what are we in? We're in May. Listen to me actually try to like convince myself I can do it. It's 9 months away. If I actually like got my shit together, excuse my French. That's not even a French swear. But if I got it together, I probably could do it. I could do it. I talked myself out of it And I was actually quite proud of myself for talking myself out of it. Now I'm talking myself back into it, and I don't know if I want to talk myself back into it. No, I should talk myself back into it. Based on what I do at Calgary. If I have a significant improvement in Calgary, the question there becomes, sorry, that was a bad stutter. The question becomes, what is a good enough improvement to even consider it this year? I wouldn't need to just, like, when would I need to start training? I could start training in, like, this summer. And then I have to finish training in flipping February when it's cold. January. End of January. Which would be kind of nice because it would mean that, because a lot of my big runs for Run Disney were supposed to be over Christmas. So it would mean that it would push those runs out to post-Christmas, which would be nice. Okay, here's the deal. And pretty much talked myself into it. What I've talked myself into is more of a reassessment and a goal setting that I might be able to do that. There we go. That's what I'm talking myself into. Not that necessarily I'm going to go do it. But I'm talking myself into, let's run a 5-hour marathon by next year. I would prefer it to be Kyoto. Or Nagoya. Actually, I'll look at the flight prices for Nagoya. Timing would also be out already. And then pretty much it would just be a rubber arm to try and get Dallas to come. But he's supposed to take vacation around that time anyway. This is nuts. But the trajectory for Nekozuki's looking really good. And so if it continues on the trend that it's at right now, I am going to actually need... I know, my shelves are full right now. But given like how we've gone through fabric for just this portion of the show push, it isn't going to go astray for me to go back next year. Especially early next year, because then it is something that I can like incorporate into the roundup for next year. Damn it, I was supposed to talk myself out of this. We're all enablers, right? It's like Caroline and I really shouldn't shop at yarn shows together because we don't stop each other. Damn it, though. That would give me a really slim opportunity to also see Takako, which would be good too. Because I don't know if she, like, so she's applied for hospice. So I don't know how long we have really. She did say that it was kind of a preemptive thing because it takes a few months to get into hospice, but the fact that she is doing it says that the decline of her health is a lot more than she's advertising, which is fair. You don't have to advertise that. But that would give me a slim chance to potentially see her as well. Alright, so what do I need to sell to get to Japan and like fund it? Feet pics? Do we have a reputable source where I can post those? That is actually a joke. Although if someone wants to pay me for pictures of my feet, let's do it. God, the sound bites that are on the internet from my mouth. We're not going to discuss them anymore. I could model my hand knit socks. I wonder if there's a niche for that. And I'm not making fun of people who are legitimately doing that. If you are doing that, all the power to you. It is a lot of work. For me, it is a joke because most of it is, where's the time? Maybe I should be a sock model. Be a niche sock model marathoner foot pics. There we go. Could take pictures in Japan of feet by the Kamo River. Okay. Talked myself out of it, and I'm talking myself back into it. I shouldn't be talking myself back into it. I shouldn't be. But I'm going to anyway. Like I said, it would help me not stagnate a bit. Because here's the thing. I could totally run the Calgary Marathon. No big deal. It's in May. Means that I would be wrapping up my training about the same time as right now because, well, I'm running the half in Calgary. But looking at the course, it is boring AF. Even Dallas is like, I am going to be so bored on the one end of it. And I'm just like, I don't really want to run Calgary. If I run one next year that is not Kyoto, what I'm actually going to run is there's one in Victoria on Thanksgiving weekend, which is perfect because that means that I don't have to do my marathon training over the winter. That was actually the plan. And then it would emulate a lot of the conditions of running in Japan in February, because then the plan would be to run Kyoto and Tokyo, or Kyoto and Osaka in February of 26, because next year's 25, yeah. But Victoria would emulate that because it's sea level, comparable temperatures in October, all of these details too, because that is something as well, as running in Japan in February is actually going to be quite pleasant because it's not going to be super hot. Because Florida has a chance of being all over the place, obviously. We had hot days, we had humidity. That was the big one. Whereas February in Japan, it's humid compared to Alberta, but it is not Florida levels of potential humidity. But here's the thing, those are both so far away. Could I go run the marathon in Victoria this year? Yeah. I could actually. That is actually a valid option too. But then I look at the cost output of going to Victoria versus going to Japan, and then I hesitate. I don't know. I gotta tell you, this is literally just hatched in my brain today. Like I said, this is stream of consciousness. We're going with whatever pops into the head. So the main person I need to chat this over with is Dallas. Because we had both agreed that waiting the extra year was not going to be the worst decision. But if I went and did Kyoto, then we could go back the next year and he could do Tokyo and I could do Osaka. If I solo tripped it in February. And it's not like I would be crossing the finish line solo either. I've got friends there that would come and support me and cheer me in and have beers with me afterwards. Make sure I get back to my hotel room safe when I'm absolutely just blasted out of my brain, because 42 kilometers is a long way to run. Damn it. I guess the other thing though is does that line up actually with time off? I don't want to have to make Dallas take vacation for that next year, because he already did that last year for me with Caroline when I went with her. So it'd have to line up with one of his weeks off. So I'll have to look at that too. Unless, like I said, we end up being able to maybe do a family trip, which would be really cool too. don't think that is quite in the cards yet. Cat problems and circular arguments with myself. Exactly what everyone tunes in for, I'm sure. Yeah. Canvas cut down. Complete. Zip. Down there. And then there's 3 sets there. We are going to split this up into the sets of 4. Just for not destroying my hands. I think a lot of why I'm trying to talk myself out of this. I'm sure Dallas is actually on board with me going for a solo trip. I don't think that's an issue. But I talked myself out of the fact that I don't think I could run a 5-hour marathon. However, when we signed up for Run Disney last year at this time, or very close to this time, I couldn't run a marathon at that time either. So that's why I'm thinking it's like, I may as well just go for it. What's the worst that's going to happen? It's like, I'll fail. So you lose out on the entry fee and have to redo it later. Sucks. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to deny that. Like I said, if I 100% could guarantee that I wasn't going to get like sick in the next little bit or something like that, like I just was, or like all of that, I think I would already be fine with it. It's more that like there's a lot of factors with the kids that I can't control because they are little germ factories. And again, if you don't like listening to this rambling on, I am happy to divert the topics. Just let me know. There's a lot of just rambling. But I also just like talking out loud about goals because it's like sometimes I think there's a lot of studies that say that you shouldn't share your goals really until you kind of achieve them. I can't remember what the justification or what the reasoning behind that was. I know with weight loss a lot of the time, it's mostly because then you feel you sabotage or you self-sabotage because of it. And I think that's the same with like a lot of the goals and things like that. But sometimes just hashing it out with people, I find, is a lot more beneficial. There are no flaws in the plan. It's just whether I can self-motivate enough to do it, basically. And I don't know if I have it right now. I need like 2 more pairs of shoes too. So like there is a financial element to it too, because running marathons is not inexpensive. Because it's like the entry fee and then it's the training fuel, which adds up and adds up and adds up. And then it is also the shoes. And if I lose enough weight like I should over the next few months, it'll be training gear. Just everything basically. I already need new shoes anyway because it's like surprisingly, the pair that I wore basically for like a small amount of training and the marathon at Disney are like, I would say based on their soles, they're like half of the way through their life already. I've definitely not put that many miles on them compared to what you're supposed to be able to, but they're like, yeah, it's actually kind of nuts. The original pair that I have from that set, so basically I have a set of 2 shoes. Because with the challenge and rain, we had to make sure that we had stuff that was like we could swap between for the races basically. And it's just a good idea anyway because it's like if you blow something out, scrambling to find shoes that are not broken in for a marathon, not a good idea. Obviously, there's lots of places that we could have purchased them down there, but God, breaking in a pair of shoes at a marathon would have been ugh. Anyway, I am very pleased though with the wear amount on the first pair that I have, because they're still going on the treadmill just fine. They are not good outdoor running shoes anymore because they're basically worn smooth over the toes, but on a treadmill with some bounce, whatever, who cares? That's what the bounce is for on the treadmill. But yeah, that is actually something that I need to do, is get some new shoes soon-ish. Eventually. Actually, maybe that's what I'll get. I was like, maybe that's what I'll ask for my birthday, but that is not. Well, I don't know what else I want for my birthday, so that might be a good option for my birthday. The issue that I have right now is it's like, because my feet grew during, they did not grow during my pregnancies, but they grew during postpartum. Again, now we're going back into cat problems. Oh, this is such a good fabric. Like, look at that. That's going to make such a good Kato. And because it's going to look like the vines are growing out of, so good. It's going to look like the vines are growing out of the canvas, and that's just making me extremely happy right now, if those noises of joy did not make it apparent. That's like the ice cream noise. It's an ice cream cone. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, my feet did not grow during pregnancy, but they did grow postpartum, which is annoying because I was already a big size. So pre-kids, I was like a woman's 10. Now I'm like a woman's 11, men's 9. The issue being that finding a woman's 11 running shoe, because it's not only that my foot is large, my foot is wide. So I need the wide toe box. So the women's 11, which they carry in this Brooks one that I use, is too narrow in the toe box. So I have to go to men's shoes. But the men's shoes are all boring colors. I ordered a pair last year because they actually did have like a pink black kind of marl, not a marl, splotch. It's not like camo, but it's a cousin to camo. There we go. It's not camo, but it's like pink and black and white. So like I actually got pink shoes even though they're men's shoes, because that is one of the awesome things about running shoes. It's that they, no matter the gender they're assigned to, they all come in wild colors. But this year they don't have any like cool wild colors right now. So I'm like, So I don't know what I'm going to do. I do need to get some new shoes though. So I'll have to go on their website and see what they actually have. And then I can because that's then the other thing is that of course they're not necessarily going to order in the crazy colors for the men's shoes because they are probably less likely to sell. I don't know though. Maybe they would if they actually had them. But it's like I will not be able to get a pair of like bright pink running shoes like I want, which is sad. So I'm gonna have to make up for it in other areas. I'm gonna have to find some like bright pink running tops or something like that. But I am a full convert to the Smartwool. Has some really nice wool running tops, tanks actually, and I think it's 100% merino. That sounds right, but I don't think it's right. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. They're wool, mostly wool, I think. Maybe a little bit of nylon for like durability. That would make sense. Kind of like socks. But, all right, we got one more thing to cut because we got to cut the drawstrings. So I'm going to convert to those because they're extremely thin. And because, of course, wool is a wicking material, they are not hot. So, like, I ran all of the Disney races pretty much in them. And it was kind of nice, too, because it was at the same time, not only was it not too hot, it was like if it was a little bit cooler, it was still an insulating layer as well, even under the other stuff. So that was nice, too. I approve. if you are a runner and you're looking for tops, I highly suggest the Smart Wool tanks. The other nice thing for women for that was they were actually very high necked. So they come up to like about the same, well, it depends if you like that or not. But yeah, it's about the same height. Basically collarbone height, they're about the same height as this collar. Because I find that a lot of women's tanks are really scoop necked, and it's like the less sunscreen I have to put on and reapply when I'm out being active, the better. Because nobody got time for that. I ain't got time for that. So that was one of the other, like, I didn't realize it when I was trying them on. I realized it later on because I was in spin, and when I was bending over the bike, I don't have a bunch of cleavage. Because of course sports bras would be the only bras that give me cleavage. So yeah, you're not like staring down the top of the tank when you're bent over the bike or something like that. So all around, I highly approve of these tanks. But they also come in a little bit more of a, or at least last year, they came in a more natural color set. So I'm going to need to, I want to brighten up my running wardrobe again a little bit. I used to have bright pink and purple camo pants, and those were like my absolute favorite because there was no one in this study, which is the yoga and spin place that I go to, that had those pants, and it was absolutely amazing. And they popped a seam, and now they, actually if I found them I probably could repair them now because I have a serger, but I don't think I kept them. I think I did actually finally get rid of them. I don't actually know if they would fit anymore either because they were slimmer, and of course body shape has changed postpartum, or well, during pregnancy, and remained different. There we go. All right, well, now that that ramble's done, shoes. I need new running shoes, and I want to brighten up my running kit. I did actually, so when we were down there, one of the things I saw a lot of women wearing was running visors. I've never really seen the purpose of them up here. But then I saw them down there and I'm like, I do want one of those, because basically what it does is it means that you can vent heat out of your head. That one's just too small. The rest of these are fine. We can do the rotary or the ruler cut. But you can vent out of your head, and then, but you still have the like visor over your face. It was glorious, and it's gold with a rose, because hi, my favorite princess is Belle. Surprise. Wait. Oh no, that's right. Okay, sweet. We're good. Whew. Just had a momentary like, wait a moment. Measure twice. Cut once. We're good. And then yeah, look at that. Okay, actually, I'm just going to stack this up for a moment. We'll cut down this one, and then we'll distribute everything into its respective pilings. And then we're going to go in. We're actually doing quite well. I'm very pleased with our progress. I don't know how many we're in. We're not going to count because that's just going to take too much time today. But I am quite pleased with what we've accomplished so far, and we still have some time today. Good. Okay. So now I gotta rematch everything with what's. All right. So all the strawberry. This is actually fairly easy because all the strawberries are red, with it looks like bronze. And then I'm pretty sure that the carousels in the snow globes are black with the rainbow. And I can't remember what these other two are. Yeah, and then the strawberries are on top, so we'll just get them clipped here. Ding, 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 ding. That 100% led into what does the fox say in my head. So sorry for that, if that did it to you too. Okay, and then it looks like, so black here, black here, and then gray for you, and gray, black for you, and gray for the pink, and black for the charcoal, because the charcoal gray is way too different. And then some lining, and a parcel here. Okay. That is not the right one. So this one has gunmetal. There we go. Gunmetal. Let's just pull all these packages down, because why not? And then the carousels. Yeah, it was the black with the rainbow. Oh, right. And we're not pairing up the linings. I don't know why I did that. We don't need to do that, because they can just stack on top. Red with bronze. Like, I'll show you over here where you can't actually see it. Oi, 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 oi. Brains. Red with bronze with charcoal bottom. Red with bronze and charcoal for the dusty pink. Black with black for the last two. Perfect. There we go. 1 and 2, and then we'll go into the bloody blahs, whatever the next pocket set is, which I think is, oh, we're into the white and confetti. Oh, okay, because I was like, what, we were just doing confetti, but we did beige and confetti. Now we're going to do white and confetti. And if you're like, Katie, what are you on? It's coffee. Just coffee. Although I am thinking as much as I should be watching calories and stuff like that for weight loss, I am probably going to have a drink tonight. Is there a beer up there? There is some beer in the fridge. The question is more, is there a beer I want to drink in the fridge? And I don't know if I have one or not. Small issues. Cat problems, again. Anyway, what I'm talking about when I say white and confetti is it's got a white lining and it's got the confetti pockets. That's what white and confetti means. Same as beige and confetti means that it's got beige pockets and or beige lining, white confetti pockets. Ugh. There have been so many words coming out of my mouth today that just kind of ramble together. Okay, there is the base of that pile. I just heard, oh, we lost a webbing with a D-ring. I just heard it drop. So let me grab that, because hopefully we find the one that's connected to in this pile. Dark brown. Oh, it's the one right on top. Look at that. Rather than me being like, where did it go? Murr. Okay, well, that is a good sign that that's where we're starting. So here is the pockets. Ding, ding, ding. Shuffle this over, and then the remainders are the butterflies should be, or the bees need to be in here too. There's only one white with blue. I thought there was more of that, but all right, I'll take it. Or did we already? Oh, we already cut the majority of them. Okay, well then let's do that one in this pile, and then I can shuffle it underneath before we lose it completely. Then there's beige with marble and beige with the paw print fabric. So we're actually way further along than I thought we were going to get today, to be honest. I'll take it. I'll take these wins where I can get them. Why do I have spare fabric here? Whatever. There, let's pop you back there. If I need to prep a couple pieces, whatever, we can prep a couple pieces. We're going to do strawberries along with this set, because actually it makes sense. That will make sense when I'm looking at it, because blue is not going to go with anything in here. If it does, then it does, whatever. Okay, canvas, exterior, or interior, and exterior. These strawberries are adorable. I do declare. Call my in-laws today too. Find out if I can drop the kids off with them for like an hour tomorrow. Because I didn't go to the gym today because timing was not good. I think it's one thing that I really miss pre-parenthood is that just the schedule flexibility. And honestly, because here's the thing, one of my favorite times to go out and do all of my stuff is in the evening. So it's like do dinner, work for the day, do dinner, and then go for the run, go to the gym, do all like the exercise stuff before bed. Oh, okay, so this is where we're missing the lining. At least we found it right away. But yeah, that like schedule flexibility is definitely lacking these days. Hey, and this one is prepped. Sweet. So all we need to do for that one is its canvas and its lining. Excellent. Well, that was an easy add. Yeah. I do not regret the children. I do regret the fact that I lost my schedule flexibility. Some days. Not all days either. I probably have a way better schedule than I ever did when I was younger too, at the same time. As much as I hate it. I hate it. Alright, this one is also going to be an absolutely spectacular Kato because this is like, it's very delicate, but it's a very like, at least the sand portions of it that like outline the florals are really delicate, but then the actual like pink on this is very vibrant. Spectacular. This needs to have, I don't know why I didn't put iridescent ones with this before. I think I was like, it's too much. Is it though? Is it actually too much? No, it needs to be very whimsical. It's such a whimsical print. So let's pull the gunmetal. Because it's already got a very demure webbing. That's not going to pop, but it may as well have the iridescent rainbowy. I guess it's not really iridescent, it's like rainbow metal, rainbow D-rings. There we go. Those are the words. We'll get there eventually, right? Alright, there is that, and there is no. Okay, I think that's enough. We will do, okay, so we're doing this backwards this time. We're going to do the exteriors since they're sitting right in front of me. And then we'll do the interiors, and then we'll do the canvas. Because why not? Again, I'm make the rules, but I consistently break them, because who cares? These are definitely guidelines. There is no hard and fast rule for how to do this. I'm just making it up as I go. Creative chaos. That's what I should rename the live streams. It's just creative chaos because we go all over the place. Wander through all sorts of different topics. All right. We got a few different viewers. If you are an alcohol consumer, what is your absolute favorite cocktail? Even if that's something that like is only available at a restaurant or something near to you. You don't have to mix it at home. That's fine. If it's something you mix at home, please share the recipe. And if you are a non-alcohol drinker, please share your favorite mocktails without the alcohol because that is always fun too. I can't drink the juices and the pops without the alcohol because alcohol actually does a weird thing with diabetics where it's like the alcohol typically counteracts the juice. It is the wildest thing. I can't sit down and drink like a glass of pineapple juice, but you put some like chili vodka in there, I'm good to go. Because that is actually my current favorite cocktail that I can get in Canada. There's the caveat. is called a Sawback. It's from the Park Distillery in Banff. It's really good. It's like pineapple juice, a chili vodka that they distill at their restaurant. That's part of what makes it so good. And there's something else in there that's really good. And then I think it's been a while since I've had it. Do they rim this thing in? No, they don't make it spicier on the lip, but it's like enough chili in the vodka that it does have a kick. Because now I'm thinking, I'm like, I might have rum and tequila upstairs. So instead of a beer, it might be a shot of like rum or tequila. I think that might be a good decision tonight after the kids, or at least after whatever I can get done once the kiddos are home. Although I think the best one that we do make at home is I make a really good pitcher of margaritas. So that's my favorite one to do at home. And probably my runner-up for like favorite cocktails, because if it's a good margarita, it's a good margarita. Not the slushy variety though, the like on the rocks variety. It's totally getting time to be like having deck drinks. I think that's part of why that's on my brain. I say is I'm like, I need to lose weight to run faster. But there's such a thing as like also wanting to enjoy stuff. So 32. And then we're going to go in by 3/4 of an inch from the actual width of what the bag is supposed to be. So from here, we're going to go into there. Like this. Right? Because it would be here, minus 3/4 of an inch. Yeah. Done. Alright, and then we're going to lay it out like this. And then, okay. Okay, so that one is too large. So the bottom two are perfect to just rotary cut. We can do that. And then the top two are a little bit small. So we're just going to go in and take them off. Then I'll cut this one down, right? Yep, good. Actually, it can be squared up on this edge as well. So we're... Oh, it is time for a new cutting mat. That was not a good cut. Because what it's doing is it's basically just pressing the fabric into the mat. Actually, what? No, I need a new rotary cutter. Oh, I don't even have to leave the room for the new rotary blades because they are literally right here. That is going to help. So let's change the rotary blade. The little spacer is cupped up. Okay. Actually, let's not even replace the blade. Let's just sharpen this one quick and then that'll help. Because I don't really feel like replacing the blade right now, even though I probably should. Whatever. Oh, no, the hat is going... Okay, so it's cupping down, not up. I can never remember which way it's actually supposed to go on, so... Cupping down, not up. Down, not up. Oh, come on. Wait. That doesn't feel like it's snapped together right. Because it's not. It's like loose. It needs to be... Eek! That's what that's for. Okay. I should realistically just... Okay, there we go. It's still not on there tight. Interesting. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, that's just like twisting with it. I wonder if it's supposed to be... this, and then this pop. Yeah, oh, there we go. Okay. It's been a while since I've used the rotary sharpener, so I think, no, see, that's just like, so what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to stop it, and then it's supposed to like, it's got those little sharpener blades in there, but that's not how it's supposed to work. All right. In there it goes. New blade. I'll figure that out later. I am going to clean out from behind the blade cover and like stuff because it's all gunked up with oil and everything like that as well. Ugh, that was dumb. God damn it. Okay, and then the other thing is, I do not understand. We pack so many things with paper in between to protect us, to protect it, blah, blah, blah. I do not understand why rotary blades, terrifying little beasties that they are, do not have paper between them. So A, because I have pulled 2 blades out of there, which doesn't work, and B, slip sliding them around like that is not safe. So like, I don't know. That is not a cat problem. That is actually a legitimate like concern. Why do we not have some sort of better safety for that? What can I complain about next? Oh, and now I'm putting the screw thing on in the wrong direction too. There we go. I think my argument for like not cutting these previously was the fact that I was going to be able to like use my electric rotary cutter, but it's like it is, for what I'm cutting right now, it doesn't make sense to bring it out. Okay, come on. You know you want to screw down. Oh, please don't tell me that my rotary cutter is not hooped because I changed the blade. No, we're good now. Okay. Just user error the first time. Which means we need some more coffee. Okay, well the good news is that we're down to the last 2 drawstring channels for this set at least, and we're going to go to here. Good. And then good. Okay. Just making sure I'm right in the middle. Oh yeah, there we go. Much cleaner. So part of changing the blade is also a safety thing, and the less pressure you have to put on the blade, the less likely you are to cut yourself accidentally, because you're not like, I know all these things. Do I actually use them in practice? Not typically. Speaking of which, I think we probably also need to change the needle. I think we also need to change the needle actually on the sewing machine, now that I mentioned that. Okay, this does actually need to be squared up a little bit, so I'm just going to continue with that one that I just messed up. No, it is the rotary, changing the rotary blade has helped, but overall it is just the cutting mat right now. Considering that I paid like $20 for what is probably a $250 to $300 piece, I can't complain too much. There's a lot, and like it's not just that it was like cheap, it's the fact that it was used very well actually. Whoever had it before me put it through its paces, which is awesome. I love to see when craft stuff is like well used, because that is the point. That is already together. Oh, right. We need to actually go in and match up the... I'm like, we're done. No, we got to do the canvas and the linings. This was just the first step. I was just doing it backwards. That's right. I tricked myself because it's like I've been doing the exteriors last. But no, we have to do everything else still. Curses. Okay, let's do the canvas first at least because that can then be matched up with the bags before I lay the lining on top of everything. Okay, so there's 2, and we'll suck it up and we'll do 3 with the sharper rotary blade. That should be easier as well anyway, so not a big deal. And we're gonna shimmy and shake and line everything up. And I don't know why I flipped it because this is the edge that's squared up and like even for all of them. Or even enough for all of them. There we go. There. Okay. There. Good. Not good. There's like one edge that hasn't been matched. Okay. Match those edges. Match that edge. Match that edge. Match that edge. There we go. Okay, now we're set. Yes, these are gonna have to be cut across the top, but this bottom right or bottom left corner is exactly where it needs to be. Okay, here is so much better. Okay. Good. Then we'll turn it. I still can't cut the wedges with the rotary cutter because, as aforementioned, it's really easy to overcut with the rotary cutter, so we'll have to do those with shears. So that will require a different split up, and just because the shears can only really comfortably go through like 4 layers. And in this case, since we have a set of 6 and a set of 4, I'm going to do a layer, 2 layers of 3 and a layer of 4. Just like that. Done. Easy-ish. Oh, that's really not square down there either. Oh, that's really not square. Okay. Fine. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, it's square for itself. Alright, we're good. I don't know why I have it this direction. Let's put it this direction. No, this direction. There you go. Ba, 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 ba. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I like how the last comment on this whole thing is that running is a post-apocalyptic life skill. And then we're going to do 3 and 4. We're a quarter after 3, so I've got like about an hour and a half, just over an hour and a half left. I have to head off of the stream at 5 just so I can get... I'm going to do the very nutritious dinner of microwaving some pizza pops. We'll cook tomorrow, because then, because they're in school, or they're not in school, and so I'm not like head down working. But plus it's Friday, so it's Pizza Pop Friday. Have they already eaten pizza pops this week? 100%. Did trying to feed them something else on Wednesday fail? 100%. Did I stand my ground about it still? Yes. Did they eat like a third of what I provided? Also yes. It's not like they can't still have access to like food, it's just... So we did rice and cheese, and I got a request for carrots on the drive home. I'm like, cool, I can totally do carrots. I figured I would like steam them in the microwave or something, but no. Eldest insisted that they were just carrots. was very confused about why I was peeling them alone. And the youngest talked about carrots the whole drive home and asked for them to be, excuse me, I'm not sick, I'm just apparently going nasal. They requested that their carrots, raw, this is important, were placed on top of the rice and cheese. I want rice, cheese, and carrots. Okay, whatever. All the power to you, as long as you eat it. Cut up the carrot for my eldest, and they wanted dip. It's like, okay, that's fine. If you are only eating vegetables as a dip or as a vehicle for dip, I really don't care. Veggies are veggies. That was fine. Sliced up the carrot for the youngest, and that's where I started to go wrong. And then I placed it on top of their rice with cheese, and that just led to like, that was the worst thing for their day, sort of thing. So, pizza pops it is tonight. Although the youngest, so with the field trip, we ended up having also the their lunch out on the little like grass area, and I do know that the youngest ate most of their lunch while we were sitting out there, so that's good. Win some, lose some, right? So that is going to get the gray. This is going to get a black, and then the last thing we need to do is the clean up of the lining. And then this round will be ready to go as well. Okay, so I think we're at the I am at the point where I'm comfortable saying, well, we'll have enough if I even get half of these done by next week. So I think whatever gets done on this stream is what we are going to cut interfacing for. So tonight I will come back on post run. I have to run, and then I'll do a short. Actually, I should find out if my friend wants to get together and do a run on Sunday. They're also training for the half marathon in May, so that would be good for both of us. If it's going to be nice. I think it's supposed to be actually spectacular over the weekend. So that would be good for me and her and the kids. Because, of course, I would push them in the stroller because that's good for them in particular. Anyway, tonight what I will do is I'm going to come on and I am going to cut down. No, I'm not cutting down. What am I doing? The next step, interfacing. So yes, I am cutting, but I'm not cutting down. We're going to cut the interfacing, and then tomorrow night we'll start adhering the interfacing, because whatever has interfacing by Monday, so Sunday night, is what goes on the sewing table. And we hope to high heaven that I get even a third of this done. Half would be amazing. The full amount, we would be congratulating me for months. We are not going to have 109 Kato bags prepped for sewing on Monday. There will be enough with what is already here. And then when I come back from Peace, we'll focus in on the rest of the Kato. And okay, I say that, but actually we're going to focus in on some obi and kimono bags. Never mind, I lied. That's what's coming up next, and what's on the docket for the first part of May, and then the second part of May will be the remainders of what didn't get finished for Peace, because then they can be what I incorporate into the rounds for stuff. The crochet retreat in June. That's what I was thinking of. The event on June 22nd. Oh, and we're going to have to photograph everything too. Right, because I want to do a shop update mid-May, because that makes sense. Then we're going to go over here and trim up the side. Trim up the side. Doesn't need much of a trim up, but it needs a bit of a trim up. And then we're going to go. Such a good sound. When it works, and it's amazing. I think we're actually going to get quite a bit more done than I expected, though, at the same time. These are not lined up, so we're going to line up. I am going to square up the tops because they are not looking, they're looking a little bit raggedy and swoopy and just not. And then we'll cut that down on that side. Perfect. Will it be perfect? No. Will it be better? Yes. And that's all we're going for. Now, are all those scraps ending up in that bag? No. Are a portion of those scraps ending up in that bag? Yes, which is going to mean that they're not all on the floor. Do I still have a pile, capital P, beside the sewing machine? 100%. Is it why I have the zipper drawer wedged in the corner right now so I can ignore it? Yes. I actually need to move the zipper drawer so that I can get the ring light back in that corner. So I guess I might be excavating the pile before we start sewing. That can actually be one of the things I do over the weekend, because the kids and I will come downstairs. So what do I need to do over the weekend? Taxes. Ugh. And stuff. And we need to go outside, and I need to cut the leather. Kids need to play outside. I need to cut leather. And that will be the whole point of the cutting studio is actually to cut it in here. But whatever, we'll go cut it outside on the grass where I can like lay it out, and it's just as easy or easier in some ways. So we've done it. Okay, there's another portion of the stack done. Okay, good. The one thing I'm worried about is there are a couple right at the very top kind of this pile of Kato with the like darker, the beige and the paw prints that I do want to incorporate and try to finish. Yeah, whatever. It's all just going to be random. It's fine. The randomness is actually better because then I'm not like dithering about what I'm making. I'm just go. Go, 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 go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm glad that the one that always reminds me of Sailor Moon is in here. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we could do 8. 8 feels like a good number because then it looks like there's like about 8 to do in this next one too. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6, 5 because okay, so there's 5 in there because one's already cut down, so we're gonna seven and 7. Doesn't make my canvas cuts very nice, but you know, or even. They'll be fine, but they're not even. Okay, so it felt like actually doing the lining was the best course of action. We are going to start with the canvas though, because that really did actually make me be like, what? Kind of like, it caught me off guard. There we go, that's what it did. Like, what is the best description of that experience I just had with that? But it caught me off guard. Okay. So, canvas. And, yeah. So, canvas, exteriors, linings. So, put these over here, because that's what we're going to grab first. Lining. Now look at me like do all these packages up so carefully, and it just utterly fail when we go out to the sewing studio. Please don't let that happen. Please, 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 please. Don't let that be the case. There's still a possibility of it. Like I said, it's when I'm doing these big production runs where I end up having that huge learning curve of like, okay, this is how we're going to do it next time. There was something, and then I forget what I was going to do next time, because I know there was something I already mentioned about how I was doing this. Oh, right. It was the webbing. The webbing has to be last. So all this stuff that's like happening right now needs to be done before I do the webbing, just because of, there was two things. It was like, I need to do, actually one of the steps won't matter because we're going to switch to all black canvas, so that's not going to matter much. Then we'll do pockets, and then the last thing will be webbing, because the webbing is what actually gets the most different colors right now. Now I could pare down the webbing, but that would make for some very boring webbing straps actually. Okay, canvas, and yeah, that's not, no, we're gonna have some fun with webbing. I guess the webbing that I put on the Kato doesn't need to be super colorful, but where is the fun in that? There is no fun in that. So I think we'll stick with doing that, at least the way we're doing it. Especially since I did just go buy a bunch of rolls of different colored webbing that no longer, like, this is the webbing shelf. And it is now full. There is no more room. To the point where, like, one of the rolls is actually underneath because it doesn't fit. Verity. First things first. Charcoal. And we're going to go to here. And like, I don't need to do these cut downs right now or anything like that. But here's the thing, I end up doing them at the sewing desk anyway, so I may as well try and get this all as set as I can while we're in the sewing studio. And I'm in the and I've mentioned this a few times recently, but like when I'm in the cutting zone, whereas now when I go out to the sewing studio, I can be in the sewing zone, and the mental state can just stay there. Now, is that going to get boring and next week I'm going to hit my wall? Yes, that is an issue. But like, whatever, I'll deal with it. At least we don't have like the decision fatigue of trying to figure out what bags to make next. That has actually worked really well in like, I've already decided what is getting made, so we're just gonna tick along with like making it. So I am appreciating that I did that for myself. These are the fabrics. We've done the dither about what it's all going to become, and now it's just becoming what was set out for it, or at least like a good chunk of it. Obviously we're not going to get them all done, like I said, and that's okay. I knew I was overzealous with the fabric, because it was like, there's no way I'm going to get all these done. I'm actually quite pleased with how fast the remainder of the large box bags came together, to be fair, so that was good. My hands are going to make me pay for this tomorrow, though. These are amazing shears, but they like rub right there along the thumb. And it's starting to talk back already. I'm like, no, we still have a lot to do. Close up that rotary blade so I don't accidentally slice myself on it, because that is the worst. On top of it being a scary rotary blade is like a surprise scary rotary blade. Okay, I did already slice these ones down. Did I? It's saying that I did based on these measurements. Okay, cool. I obviously don't remember. Alrighty. Zip. Zip. 1 and 2. 3 and 4. And then we've got 1 and 2 over here. By the way, if anyone is holding our like warm weather hostage, please send us some warm weather in Alberta, or preferably, and this is fine too and acceptable, warm but rainy. I'm sick of snow. But we need the moisture. So please, if you've got an in with anything, please send us some rain. Warm rain. Warm rain is enjoyable. Cold rain is not. Actually, one of the Japanese artisans, they're from Calgary, they make really cool little earrings. But they're in Japan right now, and the pink Fuji or the pink wisteria are in bloom right now, and I'm like, oh my goodness. It is still my favorite. Apparently, however, it's been really gloomy and kind of gross over there right now too, which is wild, because normally, like, sakura season is basically over now. They've all bloomed and, like, are gone, at least in, like, the major centers. Hokkaido, I don't think blooms for another month, but, like, all the southern cities, it should be mostly done. Unless you end up with, like, late sakura. There's, like, lint on the top of my cup. Yeah, whatever. Some extra fiber, right? But yeah, no, the wisteria are in bloom. I don't remember them being this early. I thought that they were at the beginning of May. But maybe that's the purple wisteria instead of the pink wisteria. Because I say that, but I don't remember seeing pink wisteria either, so I have a feeling it's just the purple wisteria blooms at the beginning of May. Maybe. It also all depends on, like, weather and everything like that, because I know the sakura were actually late, or fairly late this year. So Tokyo didn't bloom until, like, April, or full bloom wasn't until April 4th or something like that, and that's quite late, because most of the time it's, like, late March. So that's a delay of almost like 2 weeks, 10 days, somewhere in there. Boop. Get out of here. Okay. No. What the heck? Why are you so, like... Ooh, okay. That is going to need a cleanup on, like, top and side. Alright. Okay, so square up the selvage, and then I'll deal with the rest of it later. Right. Oh, that's actually... Okay. Whatever I just did there did most of the work. Sweet. It still needs a little bit of a cleanup up top, but yeah, whatever. So this is the one that always reminds me of Sailor Moon, just the color palette of it, and then, like, mostly the color palette, and just kind of the whole vibe of it. I really like it. 1, 2. Oh, 2 more still. All right. Right. I committed to quite a few on this round. That's okay. That's fine. I was just like, I just keep going. What is it, like 7? Of course they're going to keep going. That's not even like a tenth of what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to flip this one. I will curse myself when I'm going to cut it, but whatever. It'll help it lay correctly, and then we're good. Help everything else lay correctly too. There we go. And then eek. All right, now how, right, this one needed, so we are I am cutting the bulk of the bag here. Yes, because then what ends up happening is you get the majority of the Miko. Okay, so this is squared up on this side because this is going to be the side that is the actual, yeah, because this is a fairly large format print. They're all like 6 inches high. I have a ruler right here. We can measure her. Yeah, it's 6 inches. 5, 10 to 8, 14 to 8, 16 to 10. Yeah, 6 inches. So, and then, yeah. And then the Kato cut is not that much larger than that. So I just want to make sure that like each bag is getting as much of the Japanese print on it as you can, sort of thing. So in this case, we have to just make sure that we're cutting it on the right side so that you get more Miko when it's finished than not more Miko when it's finished. More Miko, always more Miko, right? So there. But now, so this will be one side of it, and then when you flip this side of it, that'll be the other side of it, and so you'll end up with like 1, 2, 3, majority of one here, a good part of the detail here for this one, and then you'll end up with 3 full ones and the top of this one that we're going to cut to make the Kato exteriors. So I'm pleased with that. That's the only reason that this is actually getting made into a Kato, is we lucked out that I didn't have to fussy cut it too much. So beyond being like, okay, we cut it this direction to make sure that we're set. These fans are still a little bit off kilter, although not too, oh, never mind. Like, it's not too bad. No, it isn't too bad, but it does need to be just finessed a little bit. Okay. Bottom is square, and we're just gonna go along here. Not that far. Gonna line up right there. If I scoot this up a little bit, I'll have the opportunity to do it correctly. There we go. Line it up with that line, and then back it up. I just need my reference point so I can actually see where I am. Okay, it's the 1/4 inch line mark there and the 1/4 inch line mark there. Now we're good. Done. Next. Okay, so the rest of these. Right, the sodas got sorted out when I did that shuffle. Good, we're all good along here. So we're just going to go in and trim everything down. And if you're new to this and you don't know what the heck I'm doing, this pattern that I'm using is the Kato project bag from Kando or Kandu. I think it's probably Kandu. Kandou. And crafts. And I figured out last year that the back cut, basically, of the large box bag is sufficient to actually make the Kato bag in most cases. Like 99.9% of the time. Sometimes the fabric isn't quite wide enough, but basically what I do at that point then is I just, the drawstring channels become quite a bit smaller sometimes, and a little bit smaller in most cases. That's the only modification that really needed to happen outside of adjusting the height of the, I'm pointing, but you can't see it, so it's off camera. But the canvas needed to have its height adjusted very minimally, like a 1/2 inch sort of minimally, so that the lining fit. That was the only big change. I guess that was probably the bigger change. Most of these are going to be cut in the middle. Okay, I'm not going to fussy cut the drawstrings for this one. We're just going to go for it. Yeah, so anyway, so when I cut fabric, I'm not like cutting the rectangles out of like selvage to selvage. I just cut straight across the selvage. And so the back of the large box bag is the fabric that is behind. Like I use one side of the fold for large box bags, and then I use the other side of the fold for the Kato bag. And so that's what we're doing right now, is we're basically taking what could be large box bag cuts and making them into Kato bags instead. Does it take a lot of processing? Yes, but it would take the same amount or more processing if I were to like, anyway, I did this, really, so I'm not worried about it. Okay. I'm going to trim down this end so that it's a little bit more even, like that. And then I'm going to go in and we're going to do the top cut for these guys. I don't know. Let's actually just line up the rest of them. I took them off because I was like, well, they're too narrow. But that doesn't matter right now. We're just doing the top cuts, or the length cuts, not the width cuts yet. Okay. Bup, 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 bup. Right there, right? Yes. Sweet. Done. Okay, now I'll take the two narrow ones, like the ones that are too narrow for cutting. Okay, that one by itself, that one by itself, and then these guys can line up, and I'm pretty sure. No. Okay, we'll cut this first. And we'll cut that, and then we're going to go to the lining. And make sure that this is set up on the right side for everything. Ding ding. Drawstrings are one of the few places I don't worry about directionality, because it's like it's just too perfect of a fit for the Kato to ignore. So oh, hey, you are actually fine to be cut like this. Okay, let's just do it. Do it. Strawberries. Itty bitty strawberries. Babies. Time to stand. My watch is like, my tiny overlord's like, time to stand. No. I want to get this done. Okay, and you are actually also just fine. Down here, and cut down there, cut down there. Go. Doop, doop. Doop. Now I'm going to go in here, line it up here, and there we go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. Now we pair everything up. Okay, so I know that that is, oh, wait. Oh, yeah, because then we're going to just, I was like, wait, no, we don't do that yet. But no, we can do that, because then the words happen. then we just do the linings, and the linings just sit on top of everything, chilling, waiting to be just chilling there. That's fine. Okay. That is the last gray. And then the rest of these are black. Ugh. Okay, come apart. There we go. 1 and 2 and canvas. 1 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and canvas. Don't pick up 3 pieces. Why do I have 4 pieces? Oh, right, because I didn't cut in the Miko yet. Katie. Okay, well, whatever. Those are matched up. So I'll pop these over here, because why not? Like that. And then we can do this. Last one. I'm gonna fold it in half so I don't have to cut it so far. There we go. So we got to do that and that and that, so it needs to be that. It's almost the right width, but not quite. That is the line right there. And that is the line right there. Now we're gonna go zip, and we're done. All right. Oh, hey, there is actually one. So there's one, the majority of one Miko is there. Excellent. Okay. Now I need to match these back up to these. I know that okay, so the 2 black and black are going to probably be, well, one of them is definitely going to be the Miko. So let's just do that one because we know for sure. I know the yellow with the charcoal is this one. And then the yellow with the gold is going to be the sloths. And when I say yellow with gold, that's the D-ring color. So yellow with gold will be here. That's not a happy clip situation. There we go. And then black with black is, and then there's pink with bronze and gray with gunmetal. Okay, so the gray with gunmetal is the strawberries. The black with black is the fans, and then, oh wait. The gray with gray is definitely the strawberries. I'm like, but there's another bag down there. Okay, so then the, oh, okay, so the bronze is the Sakura, and the gold is the Sailor Moon-esque color one. All right, we'll get there yet. Okay, there we go. And then, yeah, the bronze with this, like, muted sakuras and sandy colored background, which will actually look better once it's against the white because it's a fairly thin fabric, so it's picking up the black right now, so it's looking even more kind of dusty drab, but it is not that much when it's like against the white background, so makes sense. At least it makes sense on this end. All right, last thing is the linings. Okay, so I think we're gonna get through this pile, and then I'm going to call it. Because what I say, we're gonna move to interfacing tonight, right? Yeah, I think we should move to interfacing tonight. But given the amount of time that's taken to get through what we've gotten through, I think that tackling this last bit of this pile is probably the sanest option, and then yeah, we'll move on to interfacing, so that there's a chance to finish some of this before peace. And I'm gonna have to decide what color leather goes with all of this, which is yay for the handles. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to look up how do I actually get to be a faster runner. I know there's lots of things, and there's so many different ways to do it too. It's just, yeah, what popped into my head there, and why that thought train came back into ran through the station again was the whole, I need a 5-hour marathon. That's not even like, it is not an insanely out of reach goal either. There we go. I'm like, I was going to say it's not a very fast time. And like, maybe in the grand scheme of like elite runners, it's not a fast time, but it is a perfectly good amount of time to run a marathon in. And I'm pretty sure if I have a 5-hour proof of time for Disney, that is going to also move me up in a lot of corrals for their races too. So what would I do? It's definitely lose weight, because that just, like, if I don't have to carry as much around, that's like an easy cheat way in some ways to do it. Not that losing weight is easy, but it's like, it's something that affects running without me having to like actually increase my training in some ways. Actually decreasing my training would probably be more beneficial right now, because my goodness, when you're training for like distance, do you have to eat? It was like, I actually lost all of the weight that I've been trying to lose 2 weeks after Disney, because like my well, partly because we went dry, so we didn't drink, and partly because I think my body finally dumped all the glycogen that it had been storing for the endurance running. And when I stopped having to use that glycogen, my body's like, oh, okay, poof, I'll get out of here. Now, obviously, doing aerobic training is going to be the best way to get faster. But I think those are the two kind of things I'm just lacking the motivation to do either. So if I dangle this carrot of like, okay, you are actually going to go do Kyoto, maybe I'll actually do it. Famous last words. I definitely can't do Disney again next year, because they opened up their sign-ups a week and a half ago and they sold out. Which is not surprising, and it wasn't a goal to go back and do it. Although it would have been cool to go do a redemption run, because with the Dopey Challenge, and all the kudos to them for this, because it was such a fast pivot that they had to do. But they basically did a half of the half. The most grueling part of it is that the half marathon is when you're supposed to be able to go, like, there's 2 runs that run through Magic Kingdom, the half and the full. And so it was like, they gave us 7 miles for the half marathon, and you had to be off the course at a certain time. Literally, we were walking back to the monorail, and they turned the music off right behind us. Yes, exactly, right? It is literally going in circles. Although I would argue that, yeah, training for the longer endurance runs does make it more difficult to, like, lose weight, at least for me. Obviously, everyone's, like, mileage will vary, haha. But, yeah, I am totally going in circles. I'm, like, half trying to talk myself into it, which is way easier, and half trying to talk myself out of it, and I'm just, like, stuck. Kyoto sign-ups are in July. So I think the best course of action is to actually cool my jets, finish my current training cycle, and run Calgary, and then make my judgment call from there. And chat with Dallas about this, because literally this just came into my head today. So, yeah, like I said, it's easier to talk myself out of, or it's easier to talk myself into it than it is to talk myself out of it. So I can't decide if I'm trying to talk myself out of it or into it, or what I'm doing. The main reason that I talked myself out of it is that I didn't think I would be able to get fast enough. And now I'm like, well, that's kind of a bullshit reason, because if you don't train, which is what I'm lost the motivation for, you don't get faster. But yes, I think that's the plan. After I chat with Dallas about it too. Because like I said, he has to be on board with it as well. Then you don't have to listen to me cat problems about this constantly. Okay. I have not been paying attention to how long it's actually been taking to get these ready. So we'll pay attention to this set and then we'll see if we can add any more or not. But I have a feeling it's 4 o'clock. I have a feeling this is the last set that we're going to prep for peace. And then we'll move on to the interfacing tonight. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Interfacing. Now, the question will be... Yeah, so I think with... No, this interfacing still bubbles if it sits too long. That's right. I was like, we could cut the interfacing and press it at the same time, but the amount of time that it has to be pressed underneath the press is too short. So it'll be a cut and then interface situation. I'm really excited about this. So I'm excited about all of these strawberry bags, but I don't know why, but this one is like one I'm really excited for, especially with this like red webbing and everything like that. I think it's going to turn out really good. I guess we'll see soon enough. I don't think I've had anything turn out terrible in this format, but they can always be a first time. Okay, so this one's the one that's already cut up. I'm going to pop all that over here, and actually I'm going to pair it up with its stuff right now, and then it was a black canvas bottom, not the gray canvas bottoms. Okay, and then this one, like that. I really like the sound of those like pinging together. It's really fun. Okay, so what did we do first? We did the canvas, and then we did the exteriors, and then we did the lining, and that seemed to work the best. So let's just pull everything and pilot in the numerical order we're going to do it, and then we'll deal with it afterwards. Okay. Lining. Exteriors, canvas. All right, canvas is first. After a bit of a back stretch. So we've got 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Alrighty. Yeah, 7 and 8. My watch is still like, you need to stand. Oh no, Dallas closed all his rings. Okay. Good job, Dallas. Congrats. So you can like send little replies to when people are exercising or they've done like an achievement or whatever, close their rings. I wonder actually what it says in this case. It was like Dallas closed all his rings, and then you can be like reply. And like some of them are like it's like sick burns almost. So one of the responses to him having closed everything was like couch potato. Some of them are really mean and hilarious at the same time in some ways. There. So I use them sparingly, only when they like really they don't sum up the situation, but are like the right mood for the accomplishment, even if that is the sarcastic like burn response. I would not respond to that with couch potato. That's too mean right now, especially because he's not home to like laugh at it with me. The other one was like meh and the snoring face. What was one of, I don't know, I sent him one that was like insane one day, because as soon as I saw it I cackled. One round done out of 4. Oh, that would explain some of the difficulties in just smacking them around to get them lined up. Those are not the correct height in the least. Excellent. At least the black one is not. I think, well, the charcoal is definitely closer, but I don't think either of them are correct. There, and there, and there. And here. Right there. Okay, it's just the black. Nope, the gray one's a little, yeah. So minimally over, maybe by 1/8 of an inch. Which is easy enough to correct in sewing. But you know what? Again, the more prep, the straighter forward this is. Right? Right, I think. Second guessing myself all the way to the sewing machine. Look at this be like one of the fastest sewing sessions we've had for these Kato though. That would be amazing. At least like, so having, I think one of the things that this will speed up, it won't necessarily speed up the actual speed that I'm sewing at. But what it removes is the mental block of like, okay, the next step is cutting now instead of like sewing, and the fact that I have to basically tidy up the sewing space to cut instead. Whereas here, even though the stuff is encroaching on the edges, because obviously there's stuff over here, you can't see it on screen, but there's the pile of like, it's just the piles of stuff that we've been processing. Oh my goodness, sorry guys, apparently that thought wandered off. Even though things are like encroaching into the space, I still have a lot of work surface. There we go. They usually get there eventually. Yeah. So I think what it's going to do is it's going to just stop the mental block of like, oh, and I gotta switch tasks basically. Whereas we will have had at least the majority of the cutting done, and we'll also get like the majority of, well, we'll get all the prep work done basically. So we'll see if cutting the wedges before I get to the machine actually helps, and I think it will, because like I do know, well, the wedge on the interior is integral to actually doing the pockets, so that alone will help. And I won't be there like, Katie, why didn't you cut the wedges? Totally a cat problem. Okay, there we go. Go in and wedge. Zip. Zip. 1, 2. 3 and 4. Then we'll have one more set of canvas to clean up, and then we'll do the exteriors. I have such a massive stack of canvas here. I do not need to keep all those scraps. I will keep all those scraps for now. Okay, 1 second. I do need to like even up this bottom edge because it is wavy. And we don't want wavy bottoms. Don't need wavy bottoms in any way, shape, or form. Actually, no, that'll get taken up in sewing. That's fine. I will see that. And it will still be a straight seam. All right. 2 more canvas bases. All right, so shout out if you are in Dawson Creek, BC, or in that area. I will be there on April 28th for the Peace Fibre Festival. That's what all this prep is for right now, since we're already through 2/3 of the shows for the month, which I don't know how I'm still standing in some ways. And that is not something to like be like a pity thing. I 100% have done this to myself. But after I like did all of it, I'm like, I don't know what I'm signing myself up for apparently. And if you've come out to the Calgary shows, I very much appreciate it. It's been awesome how much support there's been in the last couple of weeks. If you're looking for bags, there is a selection on the website right now. Nothing that has been completed in the last couple weeks. That will be updated in mid-May. But if you're in the Calgary area, there are bags at Market Spot as well as Ancient Arts Yarns. And it's the Market Mall Market Spot, not the core shopping Market Spot. Or if you see any of these and you're like, I have to have that, feel free to send me a message and I will 100% set it aside for you. I'm fine with doing that. Whether that is I need it shipped or I want to pick it up at an event in future, we can sort it out. Okay, on to the exteriors. Yeah, we're going to wrap up on this, and I know I'll be a little bit early wrapping up, but I am going to head out once these ones are processed, I think. Yeah, I don't think I can add in. I don't think there's a small enough pile for anything else for me to, like, process before I have to go pick up the kids. So maybe we'll actually have pizza and not pizza pops tonight. That's totally a good pre-running food, right? I need to lose weight, but I'm going to eat pizza. That's what I'm saying. I need some sort of external motivation apparently right now. Oh, that does give me time to go get set up and get the stroller into the Jeep so that... Oh, that's quite a tall... That is actually too tall. Okay, well, the sweet fruit strawberries are going to be a taller version of the Kato bag because we may as well take advantage of that fabric. Whatever. I'll actually by quite a bit, probably about an inch, to be honest. Oh well. I don't really want to cut it off because it would just go to waste then. Well, not waste. I guess it would be like, if it's an inch, then that's 2 inches of fabric for strips. So maybe we will cut it off and I'll put it into the strip bin for stuff for later. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Look at me not cut it off and just cut it in half and use it in the bag. Now we're going to cut it off. Just for a little bit more uniform presentation. Part of the errands yesterday is we did go down to IKEA and I got the new set of boxes so that they can be the overflow boxes. I found that I had a bunch of overflow just randomly in one of the boxes when I was at Shindig, and so people dug through it because typically I put all of my spare stock underneath the table, and then I was like, that's actually kind of dumb. Here's the thing, I find that people do like to dig through stuff. I like to dig through stuff for deals, or just in general, because you never know what you're going to find. Weird, it's just the strawberry, or the red strawberries. The pink strawberries are fine. So I did fold those both, right? Yeah, why are you so much taller? I'm still going to be able to get the right amount out of you, right? Doon. Doon. Of course, I put it on one of the hardest ones to do the math from. Yeah, we're good. Okay, weird. That's really weird. Whatever. I think actually I might have cut this pink strawberry down or something like that. That's probably what happened. Anyway, I went and got the Drona boxes because the trunk that I used to use is in no fit condition to be used in a public show anymore. The metal inside has bent. And so, like, it catches me even, and that's scary, and I don't want to injure anyone. Basically, that's the thing. And then they'll also fold down, and, like, they'll take up room, but they won't take up an insane amount of room when I'm packing the truck, which is another key in these displays, is, like, they cannot be taking up an insane amount of room. And that trunk is, like, as awesome as it is, I cannot move it around by myself very much. Or I need a dolly for it. And you never know what you're going to show up for like, if you're going to show up to set up for a show with, like, a gravel parking lot. A, like, flat deck dolly trolley thing. At least the cheap ones don't work on gravel. Or, like, if it's snowy, dragging the trunk through was, like, horrendous. So the Drona are just going to work better. And then what I'll do is, instead of having them all in one place, like the trunk was, I'll go through and I'll do large box bags into, like, 1 or 2, however many, like, grid wall panels are. Because the Drona will be, I guess, 2 can go per panel. Because the grid wall are 2 feet wide. Ish. And the Drona are like 13 inches wide because they fit the calyx shelves. So that's the current plan. We'll see how it works at Peace. Again, it changes every time. It will work for Knit City. I do know that, just having watched shopping habits. It's fun. Alright. That set is ready to rock. Now we're going to do the drawstrings. And yes, none of these are the right size. We're just going to say F it, and I'll pull them apart after we cut the length down. There we go. All right, the mathing up from here to there to there. That's the width of the bags minus 3/4 of an inch. Okay, right here. Ding. Actually, that is a large enough cut on that strawberries that could probably be some bookmarks. That'd be super cute. Okay, now we will match these up with the ones that are closest. That is definitely one of the widest. That looks like it is similar, if not the same. Nope. There we go. And then the highlighter one underneath is close enough. Sweet Fruits Pink should be a similar size since they're the same, just different colors. Yep. Okay, and then I think the Hedgies and this one are the same. Yep. Excellent. Okay. Okay, so the highlighter is actually a little bit too big, so that actually works in our favor. So that means I will go in here and we'll trim this down. Right there. Right there. Good, and then we can cut this in half. There we go. And then we'll do this one. Actually, you know what I'm gonna have for dinner? I'm gonna make the kids pizza pops, but I've got leftover rice, and Dawson got bison steak from his dad that we cooked Monday, so that should still be okay. I'm gonna say it's still gonna be okay. I hope. So I should eat that up. That would be tasty. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Not quite. Okay, this one's like far enough off of things that the math of it is just, let's not fight it. I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to fold it and cut it, because that feels like a better option. Yeah, there we go. Oh man, so we did go into the toy shop in the mall yesterday because that was like the treat at the end of, they did really well doing all these errands. My youngest, who like usually likes to walk, was just like super chill about going in the stroller, and yeah, it just was really good. And the mall that we're, like Market Mall, has a toy store. So I was like, okay, we'll go and look at the toy store. We're not buying anything because your birthdays are coming up, but let's go look and then you can tell me what you like. I totally broke the rules of don't touch, because that was the other thing, is please don't touch. Just look and tell me. Which they did good for about 50% until we started pulling stuffies off the shelf. But anyway, there was a super cute set of little like cats, and like whatever, cat plushies are cute, but these cats had these like really stiff tails that were like all like curled up behind their behind them. They were flippin' adorable. I wanted them. The kids weren't so impressed. I was super impressed. So yeah, I think they were jelly cat. I didn't even look at the price on the tag or anything like that, because it's like, I don't need more stuffies, but I desperately wanted them. Well, maybe I showed Dawson, so maybe they'll show up for my birthday or something like that. That would be fun and good. Black with black, black with black, black with black. Okay, these are all black with black. We have one more gray bottom, which I think was intended for this one. And the rest of them have black canvas bottoms. So it intended for this one or this one? At this point it doesn't matter, but it does go with this one fine. Because the detailing on this is like that, the gray on there is definitely the same gray as the base here. I do know some of them I don't always pair with the gray because the tone is slightly different. So like sometimes it can be green gray or it can be like a warm, basically it's the difference between like a cool gray and a warm gray. And so sometimes the charcoal just doesn't work because of it. Again, another reason to go fully to black canvas, and because then we can just sit down and do all of these cuts and not have to pair it up like this afterwards. It's less thought processing, which I like. And then I can use my like decision making skills for other things in the bag making process, like what waxed canvas we should get for a brand new product in the fall. I'm pretty sure I had this brainwave before, and then I never acted on it, mostly because I didn't have like supplier in mind that would actually work and not charge me an arm and a leg for waxed canvas. But there are so many bags where a like solid exterior would be far more beneficial. And then the thought I had yesterday is like, why not do a solid exterior and then line it with Japanese fabric? I'm sure I've discussed it with people before. Not recently. This was like, when I say I've discussed it with people, like 5 to 8 years ago sort of discussions. I think Dallas suggested it one time. I'll be like, but that doesn't suit. But I think the options have broadened out in such a way that it does actually suit what I want to do. And kind of, I wasn't in the mindset to expand into purses of that nature before, and now I'm more in that mindset as well. So this is not something that is going to come to fruition soon. Like I said, I'm not even going to, it's not going to be front of mind even till the fall, which actually works because I'll probably need to do another supply order in the fall, and we can include the wax canvas because it looks like, well, I should actually order a sample with this order that I'm getting to kind of see. Because here's the thing, is the commitment level that I'll need to do for the amount of canvas is like 15 meters. So I better actually double check it before I commit to a full bolt of it. So that's part of why I don't want to like just jump in feet first. The other side of it being that the other options I have in this area are like $40 a yard. And that is significant. Even with the like wholesaler discount, it's still like $36 a yard or something like that. And I get it, you gotta make your money, but that is unsustainable for purses, because I'm pretty sure most of the purses I'm looking at, they're quite large totes. They're probably taking at least a like yard of fabric. So we'll look for alternatives first, and then that'll be like an option later if it needs to be. Not a big deal if it needs to be. Also good to know what people have. Again, all these like different suppliers and everything like that, like alternates and alternates and alternates. Not all your eggs in one supply basket, in other words. There we go. All right. I think these are the right height, but they do need to be squared up. Oh yeah, okay, we can square them up. They got the room to do it. Yes, and then that's the other thing too, is it's like, okay, are these viable to put into production in the like infinite amounts of time that I have right now? Do I have the capabilities and the skills to do them? So probably what I'll do is I'll order samples of the fabric from the supplier that I'm planning to get it from. And then I'll get a couple, actually, I just saw an advertisement that Emmeline, who is the supplier that I would go with for like a couple yards, they're coming down along with the cork supplier for a retreat, but they're opening up the market to a generalized group. So I should, actually that might be this weekend. Damn it. Okay. Well, maybe. Yeah, it's ringing a bell that it was like the 21st or something like that. It might be tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at that because honestly, being able to even just go touch and feel it would be a significant improvement over just buying sight unseen, really, and just having to be like, okay, we're going to buy this in quantity. Now it wouldn't be my normal suppliers, but yes, having some on hand to like prototype would be good. Make sure it's actually something that I want to commit to making. Although realistically, a bolt of wax canvas is not really going to go. No, it shouldn't go bad. I'm like, would the wax make it go moldy? But I don't. It shouldn't, right? Because I'm pretty sure that's how they used to do. Isn't that how they used to do the canvas tents? Is it was basically like waxed canvas? Anyway, I could totally do it in like regular canvas too, or I could wax my own canvas. But waxing your own canvas, it sounds like about as fun to do with kids around as dyeing my own leather is. And just, again, the space for it. I don't think I would have the space to actually do it anywhere in my studio. So those are a couple, and that's totally has to be a factor in the decision making there too. Holy crow. Okay. I could cut more, but we're not going to cut more. How long? I don't even know how long that first stream was before I cut everything off. There are some really good fabrics missing right now. But yeah, I think I got to call it somewhere, and I think that is it. My poor hands too. And there's far more than we're ever going to be able to finish before Peace Fibre Festival. So I'm actually going to call it right here. Thank you for like listening to the very circular rambling, and for like knocking me out of it, because honestly it is just circular and circular and circular, treading the same paths. And when I listen to other people do it, it drives me nuts. Heck, it drives me nuts listening to myself do it. But yeah, so I am not going to move on to interfacing right now because I may as well go make dinner. And yes, I am totally making the kids pizza, and then I'm going to eat leftovers. Mostly because I know the kids will eat the pizza, and then we can go for a run outside, maybe, depending on what is the weather. What has the weather done? I don't think it, no, it's not gotten better. Like, has it improved? If it's less than 7K per hour for, like, the wind, then we're good. It has improved. Nope. Although the gusts have gotten lower. Apparently, the moon is waxing gibbous. Next full moon is in 4 days. Illumination is 86%. That's kind of cool. So yeah, so I will be back on tonight once the kiddos are in bed. I'm hoping that it's like not a very strenuous bedtime with them tonight. Some nights it is. Most of the time after school it's not. They're just like, and I'm out. I'm pretty sure my youngest could have gone for a nap this afternoon. I dropped them back off after the library and they were like rubbing their eyes and everything like that. But tonight's task will be to get the interfacing cut. And then the stretch goal for that would be to get the interfacing starting to adhere as well. So fingers crossed we can do that, because then tomorrow will be taxes, and then tomorrow night will be adhering the interfacing, and then Sunday will be adhering more interfacing, or alternatively sewing, if that's the point we get to. I am very curious how many we got. Since I'm not doing more, let's actually count what we got done, because it does look like we got a significant pile here. I totally just flipped that whole thing. All right, well, we'll count them back the other way. This is why the drawstrings are attached to everything. Oh, I do it to myself, I swear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we're going to do piles of 10, just because I know there is a quantity here. And if you're like, yes, Katie, you could actually do more, yes, I could, but I think I've hit my mental end for what I'm going to be able to even process before the end here. Plus, this also means that we're within the means of my leather cord and everything like that without having to order more before piece fiber. So, not that it would be here before piece fiber anyway, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 32, 34, 36, 38. Okay, we're getting pretty good. 38, 39. That's totally not in piles of 10 anymore, but whatever. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Okay, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. Okay, so we're approaching the halfway point for how many we'll actually get. Well, how many are here, not how many are necessarily going to get done, but how many are slated. So I'm happy with that, actually. It is both more and less than I anticipated, but we get to look forward to this, and then we get to look forward to all those other fabrics once I actually get these done and we get back from piece. So like I said, we'll just roll over into them anyway. And again, overzealousness with exteriors, but if they're not made or they're not cut, then they don't get made. So I will hopefully see at least some of you tonight. I will post the link on Instagram, or if you hit the subscribe button, if you're not subscribed, that'll tell you when I come on live as well. And I'll chat with you all in a few hours. Thanks so much for joining me.